Right, praise for Brooklyn. So again, some of these are from literary critics and some are just from your average person on the internet. But either way, you'll have to make a decision on whether you agree or disagree. Learning intention, again, be aware of the praise. You'll have considered the praise of the novel and whether you agree with this or not. Your task, just like before, 2 columns, write, type, take a photo once you've finished writing, typing, whatever you want to do. The first piece of praise is that it has great, sparse description. So that means it's not perhaps say a Lord of the Rings where there's an entire page describing the brown bread that they eat or the type of grass that they were walking on. And so as a result the book is quite small as opposed to Lord of the Rings, which is quite an ugly chunk of a book. Do you think that's good? Do you think that's bad? Do you disagree? Do you think it wasn't good description? Do you think you could have done better? Whatever you decide. It's a love letter to Brooklyn and Enniscorthy. Do you agree? Did you enjoy that? Did you find the descriptions of the place hurt the story or helped it or made it slower moving? Your thoughts. Number 3, it's gracefully written in its control. The author is never obviously present, so this refers to his style as well. He doesn't force, he's not showing off, he's not trying to really make a big deal of what he's doing. He's trying to get out of the way and say, here's a story, and sort of step back as much as possible. Did you find that helped it? Did you notice that? Did you think it was good? Did you think it was bad? Some people say Eilis is a sympathetic protagonist. Do you agree or disagree? Which means, did you feel what she felt? Did you relate to her? And I guess you could say a gender thing. If you're a female, did you find her especially relatable as a female? And if you're a male, did you find her especially relatable or unrelatable as a male? Number 5, the novel expresses complex emotions simply. So could you relate as a result to him simply expressing that she felt sad at times or why she felt sad? Or would you like him to have described how she felt and who she felt and what thoughts popped into her head as she was doing this? Number 6, Eilis trains by realizations, not by actions. So I guess if you like the book, you're saying that she does change and you felt the change and you could relate to the changes. If you dislike it, you're saying not enough happened, there wasn't enough action, she didn't actually do anything. Both Brooklyn and Enniscorthy are depicted with equal deftness. So this goes against the earlier criticism where people said Brooklyn wasn't really up to scratch. Depends what you think of the book. Enniscorthy is probably described more so than Brooklyn. Do you think that helped? Was that bad? Did you like it? Did you notice a difference? Did you find one more realistic or one less easier to imagine or more difficult to imagine? Consistent voice and minimal historical asides keep the focus on Eilis. So as I mentioned throughout, the Holocaust is mentioned, racism is mentioned, sort of. The reason that there's Irish migration is alluded to briefly, and I think there's one politician's name mentioned. But mostly it's her story, and he doesn't go beyond it or give any history or any really detailed background to it. Did you find that helped? Did you like it or not? So it tells the ordinary lives of ordinary people, which is true. It's up to you to decide whether you enjoy that or not. It contains real truths about people and places, and again, this is whether you agree or disagree. So Liesl Schillinger said that Toibin shows no condescension to Eilis's passivity. So she does nothing, or very little, and it would be very easy for him as an author to sort of jump in and say, she failed to act here, or she decided to do nothing and sit still instead. Do you think that's true? Do you think that's good or bad? So again, that's your task. There's only 11 of them for you to do. Do you agree and why? Obviously, the more you write, the more you consider it, the easier it will be for you to write about authorial intent and the effect on you as a reader and perhaps the audience beyond you as well.